years ago, I found myself in the emergency room. I thought that I was absolutely about to have a heart attack.
I was like opening doors for interviews because now Amy was like one of the first magazines to be right in the country when we started. We can journey through this together because no one arrives. We just come to a place of mastery, and then there's always something else in our life that we're working on, and so we don't.
So Queen, you have the power. You have the power to decide that you want to live a different life. Welcome to the third episode of Empowering Queens TV. I'm your host, Duquesa D Dean. Today's episode focuses on all of the beautiful plus-size women in our community throughout our nation and the entire world. Empowering Queens TV is a platform designed to help women become more powerful and more confident. I'm here today with my co-host, the Limitless Life Coach, Simmone L, and our special guest, Felecia Burrows. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
And would you kindly introduce yourselves and tell us more about what you do?
My name is Felecia Burrows. I'm a high school teacher, youth advocate, and I'm recently the first runner-up in the Miss Bahamas Beauty Plus World pageant.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm Simmone L, Bowe, the Limitless Life Coach, and I help people to break free from their limiting beliefs and live the life they dream of.
Oh, wow. Every time I hear that, I get so excited because we put so many limitations on ourselves. There's so many self-imposed limitations that prevent us from achieving our goals and our dreams and from really living the lives that we want to. We get stuck in our heads and we start to think about what other people will think, what society will think, what our parents will think. And those pressures really cause us to live
stuck.
To be stuck and to live unhappy lives. So I'm so very grateful for the work that you do, Limitless Life Coach. And so today, ladies, we're having a stimulating conversation. And our conversation is about the power of being a thick-sized model. Because that's what you are. You're
Pretty
absolutely,
hot and
that's
thick.
right. Pretty hot and thick. Because we come in all sizes. Women come in all sizes, and society has, for some reason, pictured the ideal woman as a Coca-Cola shaped woman or a woman between the sizes of 2 and 10. Once you're over a 10, you've entered into a whole different realm. But the external is not as important as the internal. And apart from that, regardless of your size, you can still look well put together, be very confident. You can still rock it. You can still own the world. You can still be a superhero. It's not dependent on your color, your race, or your size. And so, Felecia, I was so excited to see you performing in the Miss Bahamas Beauty Pageant, Beauty Pageant, and that you were the first runner-up. I love seeing the confidence as you walk the stage, as you wore your swimsuit, as you answered your question. Tell us a little bit more about that experience.
It was an amazing journey, something I never would regret doing, and I'm actually glad I did it because it was a lifelong dream. When I was much younger, I always wanted to be in a pageant, and it was for the glitz and glamour then. But as I got older, I realized the impact that I would have, and I just pitched it to my students one day. I told them that, hey, I want to be in a pageant, and this pageant is coming up. And so many of them said, I want to be in a pageant too, and I have dreams, I have goals, and I always try to push them to go and pursue their dreams and goals. So me going ahead and pursuing my dream of being in a pageant and being a queen was something that was fueled by them because they said, if you can do it, I can do it too.
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was an amazing journey. A lot of persons supported me, and then there were some persons who, of course, had negative comments, and it just allowed me to grow into who I am and who I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a journey of growth, a journey of new experiences, and so much to learn, so much to help me come into my own.
So you were able to release some limitations that you had because of your size and a pageant.
Yes.
Yes?
Wow.
Did you meet other amazing women
Yes, I
participating?
definitely did. My pageant sisters were amazing because we journeyed together. There were times when one person would mess up or we were having a hard day because we had to learn how to walk in heels. We Practice was tedious, to say the least. So because of that and the pressure of being in a pageant, we were able to journey together, and we still have a sisterhood going. And even the reigning queen, she has her challenges as well, because we talk about plus size, but each lady who stepped on the scene, on the stage that night and during the debut, we were all different sizes.
Yeah.
So there were persons who had negative comments, and then there were some who had positive comments. So we learned that we can be each other's strength.
Oh, and that's really the power of a sisterhood.
Yes.
Power.
Yes, and just being with like-minded
Yes.
people, and being with people who see us beyond what we look like externally.
Genuine
And,
support.
yes,
Yeah, that's
absolutely
really,
genuine
really good.
support.
Yeah.
And Simmone, as you think about your journey through life, I know at one point I heard you share your story and talk about from high school through to today. What's the journey been like for an amazing woman who is plus size and owning it?
Boy, it is a journey. And I would say it started even before high school, because I can remember being teased a lot in primary school. That's where I started to encounter bullying, where people would boys would hit on me and stuff, and they would sing that song, fatty fatty 2x4 can't fit through the bathroom door and all that stuff. And then as you got older, and then you were around people who were very slim. I went to a very diverse school, so I had a lot of students from different races and so forth. And so I didn't realize it then, but it really made you think about your body image and your race. Because I can't even say that it was a black or white thing, but there were people who were slimmer, like you talked about, the 0 to 10, right? And when I think about it now, I was really only like a 12 to 14, which isn't that big,
right?
But compared to everybody else who was the 2 and the 0 and the 4 and the 6, you looked huge.
Yes.
And I remember my last year of primary school, this is 6th grade, where I was already like fully in a bra. I'm not talking about training, and like some of my classmates were just doing the trainee bra thing or whatever, like by 7th grade, and maybe by 8th, 9th grade, they were like fully developed and stuff. For me, I looked like a woman by age 11.
Wow.
And so that brought on a lot of stuff that it made you question. You were ashamed that if you go to little sleepovers, you couldn't even wear the things that the other people were wearing, because you just had a different physique,
right?
And so you just didn't know how to dress for it, how to own it.
Yes.
And so it took a lot over the years to just embrace and appreciate and not hide the body that I was given. And to understand that this is how I was made. And when you look at it, like, some people pay to augment certain body parts that I already naturally have. But like you say, the negative comments that people make you feel self-conscious. Make you feel like your body is not good. It makes you conscious of the types of, you think this is crazy, right? But the types of furniture that you would sit in. Like if you go to an outdoor function, those little flimsy folding chairs, you're looking at them sideways like, is this going to hold me? You go on a buffet line, you're conscious about what the food you pick up, because people will make comments, Child, you need to be eating all of that. Or why are you picking up all that dessert? And trust me, It makes you very, very conscious of how you
Wow.
live, how you move, how you operate.
Wow.
Definitely.
So, in the spirit of full transparency, Felecia, how did your self esteem take a hit as you bloomed into a full size woman?
Well, to be honest, like Simmone, I was always plus size. I recall seeing baby pictures, and I had all the little baby rolls, and I just growing up, I was always plus size. So I had to journey through that as well. I experienced bullying from a child. People closest to you, my mother was one of the persons who said things, and I don't know if they understood the repercussions behind what they said, but it really impacted me, and it really took a toll on my self-esteem. But it wasn't until I decided, I made that click in my mind and that decision to say I am who I am and I'm beautiful. And also being around, and this is why I believe in sister, this is why I believe in being around positive people. But because of the positive interactions that I had, persons who were mothers to me, persons like teachers, because of their impact, because of their positive words, I was able to internalize that and say, hey, I am beautiful. And like I say, make that click and the switch in my mind that I'm going to embrace all of who I am and come into my own.
Wow. At any point during your life's journey, have any of you um, come through depression or suicidal thoughts or
Definitely.
those sorts of negative emotions as a result of being bullied because of your size?
Well, definitely, especially after my father passing. One of the things that I would always remember my father for is when everyone else has something negative to say about my weight, about who I am. He was always the one to say that you're beautiful. He would tell me you're beautiful every day. He would just encouraged me in such a way that allowed me to be confident and be comfortable in who I am and own myself. And after he died, I felt like that person was missing. That person left, and I felt like there was a void. So I went through depression. They call it seasonal depression because Christmas, around the time of his birthday. So from his birthday is November 21st. So from November straight up to Christmas, and then Father's Day, and then my birthday, I would always be depressed. And it wasn't until I started to seek help and talk to people who were going through the same things as me that I realized that I can get through this, and I'm still on the journey of getting through it.
Wow.
So yeah.
What about you, Simmone? Have you struggled with negative emotions as a result of being bullied? Perhaps have you made decisions to not do certain things as a result of, the amount of bullying that you have or the thought of how people will perceive you because of your plus size beauty?
Absolutely. I don't think I dealt with depression as much as I dealt with rejection
Okay.
and isolation. So it was more of a loneliness type thing,
Okay.
and rejection. Because, and especially when, as you become a teenager and everybody around you are like having these young love and relationships and all of that stuff. And that didn't seem to play out for me. And so it always made me connect love and attention and attraction and attractiveness to my size.
Wow.
And so it always made me feel rejected. I was always the nice girl. I was always someone's friend, the one who can hang, right? But never that love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made you feel like I don't fit in, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy of love. And then when you translate that even into the professional environment, um, I've even had a coach and a mentor say to me that your career is not advancing because of your size.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
That people don't take plus size people seriously. They look at you as that you don't have discipline and that it doesn't matter how smart you are,
Wow.
that if you are plus sized that that's gonna be your ceiling. Yeah, so it's a lot
You're gonna make me
to deal
cry.
with.
Oh my gosh, I want
Yeah.
to cry right
There's
now.
a lot that people
Wow.
don't realize and don't talk about. But
Wow.
when you're plus size, you go through a lot.
Wow.
And that's not even to talk about if you are in a relationship. It makes you inhibited
Okay.
because you start to think, well, I don't have that banging body, as people may say. I have the rules.
Right.
I have the cellulite. I have the stretch marks, or I'm not tight and fit and firm and all of that. And would someone find that attractive
Right.
for you to fully be free and transparent
Wow.
and intimate?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so amazing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm just so touched right
Yeah,
now.
but it's true.
Because people walk among us and they are struggling with some of the very things that you spoke about. And simply because they're plus size. And I mean, being plus size should not be something that causes you to be rejected for job opportunities, or I mean, thick girls need love just as much as thin girls need love, and it really shouldn't put you in a position to be bullied and to be so self-conscious all of the time. Like that is a heavy weight.
It is
for a woman to carry.
I went through a season of just wearing black.
Wow.
Because, people would say black makes you look slimmer. And so I really didn't have a lot of color in my closet.
Wow.
And just now,
And
as I embrace myself,
I'm loving the color you starting to pop.
Yeah, pop in color.
I am really, really loving it.
All of that is attached to that mindset and those limiting beliefs.
Wow. I mean, but in reality, the average woman is a size 12 or 14.
It's true.
So she doesn't even fit on the 0 to 12 ram, or the 0 to 10 ram, I'm sorry. And so the average woman is somewhere between 12 and 14. So the ideal to be so slim has crept into our psyche a lot through media. We see a lot of television commercials with slim women. Anything that they're selling, there's a slim woman that's practically almost naked.
Yep.
Whether it's a car, it's alcohol, it's cigarettes, it's a house, it doesn't matter. And so it's projected that this is an acceptable size. And it's just not the average woman. And so there's a lot of pressure on a woman when she's even in a size 8 to kind of slim down because of the impacts of society and what their thoughts of her or her opportunities or what her future would ideally look like. And Felecia, as you talk about your struggle with being affirmed by people inside your circle, whether it be your family or your circle of friends, and as you experience that, have you been able to connect more? I heard you say that you're with your sisterhood, with the plus size women, but have you been able to connect more with other women in the community, or are there any initiatives that you're working on that can help other people, other young women, be able to be confident about their size?
Definitely. I'm visible on social media, and I'm also a youth advocate. So dealing with a lot of young people, young and old, well, I wouldn't say old, but the more mature, I would say. There are a lot of people who struggle with these issues. And, we always tend to lean more onto the plus size women. But women of all shapes and sizes have some issue. I have friends who, as simple as when they were growing up, they had a lot of cuts on their legs, so they're afraid to expose them. Stretch marks. You don't have to be a size 12 to experience stretch marks. So all of these things cause people to hide their bodies and hide their scars because society tells us that you should be perfect based on what commercials present, but they don't show you the behind the scenes. They don't show you the body spray, all of the knits and bolts behind what models do to get to where they are and to get to look the way that they do look on TV. So because of that, a lot of women, they pressure themselves, and it's really a mindset. Do I look right? Am I the right size? Am I going to be comfortable? How are people going to perceive me? So it's a lot of that going on in society, and we'll be surprised how many women on a daily basis message me. As simple as me wearing a swimsuit for the competition,
Yes.
I had women tell me that now they can wear swimsuits.
Wow.
So that was part of my reason for entering the competition, to let women of all shapes and sizes know that you can be comfortable in your own skin. You can own who you are, and you can be confident about it. And from the platform of body positivity, I am now seeking to create an organization, especially for women between the ages of 18 to 30, to allow them to know that you do have a sister, you do have a safe place where you can go and say, okay, I am experiencing this. I have stretch marks. I have scars all over my legs. I don't feel comfortable in who I am. And allow you to know that you are not alone. Because a lot of women, especially in our society, they're quiet about it. They're not speaking out. So that is the reason why I feel led to help women feel comfortable and not complacent, to say that we're promoting obesity,
Yes.
but in a sense that you can embrace who you are and on the journey to becoming who you will be.
Okay. I mean, we're just born so different. Like some
Yes.
people think that when women are plus size, it's because they've eaten too much, or they're lazy, or they sleep too much, and they connect those thoughts. But sometimes, I mean, we're just genetically made a particular way.
And not
Sometimes
only
it
that,
could be like a medical situation.
That's right.
I have a niece who's on steroids, and because of
Definitely.
that,
And that
she
makes
is
you
larger.
really
And so
put
there
on
are
weight.
sometimes underlying reasons why people are different sizes,
Yeah.
and judging
Yeah.
is something that minimizes what a person may be going
Definitely.
through. You were about to say?
I just was going to talk about medical issues, but you touched it, and it's definitely an issue. And it was sad to see that one of the ministers a few months ago from the Ministry of Health stood up, and he said in the media that plus size women are not cute or sexy, but they're obese and sloppy.
Wow.
So for him to make that connotation about plus size women, it really shows that we have a long way to go.
Yes.
And we really have to become sensitive of the fact of what we say and how we say it, because a lot of people are fighting inward battles and you can't really see it, but they need persons, and that is why I want to create a community where women can journey through it and where they can come into their own regardless of their shape or
Yes.
size.
I saw a post about that actually. As a friend who has a column that posts people with relationship issues, and he posted a letter that he got from a gentleman
Wow.
who said that his wife probably put on, I don't know if he was exaggerating or not, but put on like 100
saw
pounds.
that.
You saw that, right? Since they got married, and how uncomfortable it's made him, how he's not
Him.
attracted to her anymore. And he's tried. He said he actually has tried to like do healthy things with her, to work out, and do all of these things, but he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. But it's really affected their relationship on his part,
Okay.
how he perceives her with the
Right.
extra weight.
Right.
And so I think it was interesting to see the comments that came out from that, and I was actually surprised that people were pretty supportive, and that they weren't body shaming the wife. Like some people will say, well, oh, she needs to lose, and people lose sight of
Right.
taking care of themselves
Right.
and that type of thing, and that could be a reality.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people were more in support of, first of all, for him to really be honest
Right.
and to share with his wife how he really, really felt about the weight, and to continue to do things to support
Yeah.
her and the journey of maybe becoming healthier and more of the person that she was,
Right.
but to also understand that she may be going through something, because people also emotionally
Yes.
eat,
Yes.
and so eating is like any other thing that we use to self-medicate.
Yes.
Food is comfort.
Yeah.
That's why they call it comfort
Yeah.
food. It makes you feel good. The same way that it may be drugs or sex or alcohol or working hard or working out or whatever it is that gives you a feeling of satisfaction, that's filling a void. Food can do that for people. And so it's about digging deeper into what's really going on that's triggering, especially if someone hasn't been full-figured their whole life. And sometimes it's just genetics, but sometimes it may be something else that's going on, and food is just the trigger. And weight. I remember talking with someone else who was dealing with weight all of her life, and weight can even be like a source of protection, believe it or not. Like you use it subconsciously as a barrier to keep people and pain away. It's like a padding of protection, and it sounds very weird, but it really is.
Because it's a part of my story. After being hurt on so many occasions, I mean, at my highest weight, I was in a size 16, and it was really purposeful because I wanted to make myself unattractive. I didn't comb, I didn't fix my hair, I didn't wear makeup. I wanted to be as plain as I possibly could so that people were not attracted.
Don't notice me.
Right,
I'm
and
invisible.
they don't hit on me and that sort of stuff, because it was just so draining. So that emotional aspect of why we put on weight is so important for us to inspect. So if we've been smaller and all of a sudden, we're putting on this weight and there's no medical reason, we have to really inspect why. Why are we soothing ourselves with food? And that's a real important question. And on the flip side of that, though, there are some people who've just been thick-sized their entire lives. They grew up, they were just always, I saw it in my family. I had two cousins, they're exactly the same age. One is a stick and one is a full-size woman. They just have different genes. They grew up in the same family, ate the same food, and so one is genetically just different from another. But I also witnessed the pressure from family to say, don't let her eat a certain thing, or to control the amount that she is eating, which is important. However, it takes an impact on a child's self-esteem.
It does.
When other children are living freely, and because of their size they are being restricted, and so we have to be careful with that and help that child to become healthy as well, if there is an underlying issue.
Exactly.
But if there is no underlying issue, accept the fact that we are just different. And it's always been that way. We're just different.
And it's the same as trying to shovel food down a slim child's throat. You gotta fatten you up.
Yes.
We are so confused as human beings. And I think it boils down to what you said about not being in judgment, and just let's be content and then just accept people for who they are and what they are as they journey and decide, what is it that I want to be? What do I want to look like? And all of that stuff. That you let people be. Just let people be. That's only one dimension of a person. Who someone is their spirit. It's their essence. That person that exudes from their body. Their body isn't who they are in totality.
Correct.
And when we get beyond that, then we can embrace true relationships, I feel.
Right.
Thank you so much for watching part 1 of episode 3 of Empowering Queens TV. Today our show focused on showing love to the plus size women in our community, in our nation, and throughout the world. Stay tuned for part 2. It's coming up in the weeks ahead.